Hey, what up guys? So today I wanted to go ahead and make a video so that I can better explain to you guys what I see in the markets and why I think that Bitcoin's going to go ahead and continue to drop. I went ahead and posted on social media yesterday, but I want to better explain why I got the lines that I did and why I placed them there, and just kind of give you some of my technical analysis. That way you guys can understand why I think things are heading in the direction that they are. Okay? So I want to go ahead and start by looking at the weekly chart for Bitcoin. So when we go ahead and look at the weekly chart, we see that formation of this descending triangle. And we went ahead and break through, and then we have this waterfall, right? We have this huge drop. So I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to tell you guys where I marked my support and resistance lines and what they actually mean and what I think that is going to happen in the future, right? So go ahead and mark this one right here for the descending triangle at this wick. All right, so it's around 5,800, right? And then we're going to have a place one right here and make that triangle formation. And then we're going to go ahead and mark out the support and resistance lines, right? So we're going to place one right here, this wick right here, and that one, and it's going to be around 51. Okay, then we're going to place another one right here at 45, right? Put it around 45, 50, somewhere around there. We're going to place another one down here at 37. Okay, just between these right here, and then another one right over here at 3,000. Another one at 2,500. Then another one at 1,200. Okay. Before we go ahead and get into the 4-hour chart and we can get a better picture of everything, I want to go to you guys and show you this right here, which is actually the market cycles, right? So we have the huge up, goes down, and goes up, goes down, and then goes back up, right? Does this right here, this area right here, look like that to you? I don't see it, right? When we zoom in, I understand that people were thinking that we're going to go to the moon, that Bitcoin wasn't going to drop, but everything is showing that it's going to continue to drop, right? All the technical analysis points that things are going to go ahead and continue to drop. Look, we have this huge candle right here, then another one, a tiny green one, and then a bigger red one, right? Nothing is indicating that it's going to go up. It's indicating that it's going to continue to drop, right? I don't think we're at this point right here yet where people are feeling a lot of pain and are in despair. I still think we're going through capitulation, and I think we're going to go ahead and continue to hit lower lows, and the lower we go, the higher the chance that people are just going to start getting off of the market and things are going to go ahead and continue to turn around. We can go ahead and start hitting a bull run. So now let's go ahead and zoom in into the 4-hour chart. Okay, so as we look at the 4-hour chart, I can see how a lot of people thought that we were going to go ahead and start making that V-shaped recovery, right? We had that dip, we had the dip, and then right here it started to go up, right? We had a lot of volume and it started to go up, and then we started to have higher lows, right? We had this low, we had that low, we had that low, but look what happened yesterday. So yesterday I went ahead and posted and I said, if it breaks through this triangle, things are going to start going down, right? But right here we can start seeing the formation of another descending triangle, right? Let's go ahead and look at the bigger one and kind of see what happened, right? You went right here, you broke through, and then it took a giant dump. And look what's happening right here, right? The exact same thing. Formation of that triangle, we broke through, we're starting to go down, right? So with this right here, this was just a bull trap, right? And look at the support and resistance lines that we drew in the weekly, right? This one right here at the 46, and this one right here at the 37. It went up, but look, we're still just kind of trading between these two lines right here. We have not been able to break through this one right here at the 46, right? And we're actually leaning closer to try to break through this one. Keep testing it, going down briefly and going back up, right? But we're getting closer and closer to just breaking through and hitting a new low. And that new low is actually gonna, let's go back to the weekly, it's gonna be this one right here at 3,000, right? We continue to test this one here, trying to break through, and that new low that we're going to get is going to be this one. See, and then in the weekly, it's easier to see that that's what's happening, right? But I can understand that if you just were looking at the 4 hour, the 1 hour, or like the 15-minute and stuff like that, how you could think that it was going to go up, but everything else, when you look at the bigger picture, shows that it's going to be going in that downturn. That's why it's important to look at all the charts. You don't have to place your trades in the weekly, but it's good to look at the whole thing and just kind of confirm that what you're seeing is actually what's happening, not just what's happening immediately, right? You want to get as many angles as possible to get a higher probability to have a successful trade, right? So we broke through, we had the false hope. So I'm going to tell you guys, if we were to have a bull run, what would need to happen for it to be considered a bull run, right? Because this right here is nothing, right? I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. Let's go ahead and measure what the drop was, right? From up here all the way down here. That's a 45% drop, guys, right? 45% drop. And for the gain, only about 9, 10, right? So we had a 45% drop and a 10% gain, and then it's starting to drop again, right? What makes you think that it's gonna go straight up to the moon just because we're low? No, everything is showing the opposite, you know? If we were to have a bet, and I said, listen, you have a 45% chance to lose, and if you lose, you have to give me $1,000. But you have a 10% chance of winning, and if you win, I give you $1,000. How many of you guys would take that trade? You wouldn't, right? Because there's just a much higher chance that you're gonna lose your money, and you're here to make money, right? No one likes losing money, so why would you do the same thing for the trades? You feel me? You want to go ahead and do things that you have a higher chance at winning and follow the trend and not go against it, right? So if you wouldn't do that bet, don't do the same thing with the markets, guys. Don't go into a trade just because you think it's gonna go up. Respect the technical analysis. Alright? So, in order for it to be a bull run, what we would have to do is break through these two lines right here. Right? So we have to have that V-shaped recovery, right? Like on the charts right here. Break through, go up. We're gonna have to break through this one right here, which we have not even been able to touch. Alright? We're gonna have to break through that 46, break through to this one, right? I wouldn't place a trade here, I would just kind of start looking, because it could start showing the beginning of a bull run. And we'd have to break past the descending triangle right here, right? If it goes like this and it breaks through this descending triangle, only then would it be considered a bull run. But until then, there's nothing supporting that it would go up, right? The reason I think that this one's a really good one right here at the 51, look at this like giant drop in this wick right here. There isn't really any support, right? This is really weak. So if you break through, there's a high chance that it's going to shoot up for the 6,000. I see no reason why if we were to break through the 52, you wouldn't just jump up straight to 6,000, okay? So, I don't think that there's enough pain yet. I think that the market is going to go ahead and continue to drop, right? If we go back to the weekly, it still doesn't look quite like this, right? I don't think a lot of people are in pain quite yet. A lot of the people that have been trading for about a year, they put their money in, it went up, and they just kind of left the money there. Aren't in enough pain, or a lot of people placing trades. But the lower we get, the higher the chance of everyone just pulling out, and for capitulation to end, and for things to start heading in that opposite direction, right? So I'm going to tell you guys where I think capitulation is going to end, and things are going to start turning around. It's not going to be for a while, but right now, we just broke through that descending triangle, right? And we're going to go ahead and hit this low. A lot of the people think that 3,000 is the lowest that Bitcoin will get, right? Oh, we're gonna hit 3K and then it's gonna stay there and it's gonna shoot up. I think it's actually gonna go lower, and it's gonna hit this one right here at 2,500. And when that happens, a lot of people are really gonna freak out. They're gonna get scared. You know, a lot of the people that got in these areas are gonna lose a lot of their money, right? And people are gonna be like, oh my god, no way. Because no one thinks you're going to break 3K. And when we break 3K, it's going to catch a lot of people. I think what's going to happen is kind of the same thing that happened just recently. where we were around this area. We broke through, and we stayed around the 5K mark for about a month, and we didn't think that we were going to get lower. And then we broke through the 4,000, and not even a week went by, and we shot down all the way to 3,500. I think the same thing is going to happen with 3K. I think no one expects for us to hit 3K. We're going to hit 3K, and shortly after, we're going to hit low, and people are just going to panic, you know? Because what we've been seeing is just non-stop drops, non-stop drops, non-stop drops. And a lot of people are seeing their money go down and down and down and down. And it's just going to get to be too much for a lot of people, right? So it's just going to continue to drop. We've been in a bear market for 12 months, guys. 12 months. So just because we had a slight going up for 2 days, you know, we're still leaning to being bear bias. So don't be caught like a deer in the headlights, right? You're here to make money. This is when the true traders show their true colors, and the people that are talented stick out, right? Everyone's this guru when we're in a bull market. Oh yeah, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. But when we're in a down market, the people that still make money, those are the guys that really know what the fuck they're doing. Alright, so no evidence supporting any of that stuff. So just so you guys learn your lesson, we're going to go ahead and look at the Coinbase chart. Look at what happened in the Coinbase chart, right? We hit this low, and then a formation of a bear flag formed. And people were like, nah, dude, there's no way it's going to go. And then it dropped, right? And then we had this area right here, and then another one formed. And people were saying, no, 4K is the new low, it's going to go up. And then what happened? Shot back down. And then we went up. But look, it got to here, at this line right here, it got rejected, and we've never been able to touch it since, right? And we continue to get lower and lower and lower. And as you zoom out, it's easier to see. This is where you got to look at the weekly chart, not just what's happening immediately in front of you. But it shows you that there's nothing indicating that things are just going to magically turn around, right? So let's go back to the other chart. So what I would do if I were you guys, right? So for you guys that are my Forex traders, remember to use proper risk management. Don't throw your whole account. I don't want to see you guys dropping standards. If you guys have $200 in your account, you're going to blow up your account, especially in cryptos, because they're extremely volatile, right? But I would look to get into positions right here. Getting into trades so that when things drop, you make a lot of money. And that you go ahead and set your stop profit. Above this line right here, which is like the 3,700, 35. And then just kind of monitor it, right? Set some alerts and kind of monitor it because it's going to continue to drop. But just keep your eye on it, you know, and let it keep going down. Let it keep going down. Because it is going to hit that 3K mark for sure. If you guys are just trying to trade cryptos and just kind of buy and hold, what I would do if I were you guys, I would buy every time we hit a new low. So don't throw all your money when we hit 3K. Throw a big chunk, but every time we go ahead and hit a new low, I'd buy a higher percentage. So when we hit 3K, I'd buy a ton. When we hit 2,500, I'd buy a ton. And if we go lower than that, I'd buy even more, right? Until people start feeling a lot of pain and things start going in the opposite direction, that's when we're going to start seeing a bull run. And all the people that kind of stayed calm, played this the long game, did things correctly, respected the technical analysis, and then we could weather the storm, we're going to make a lot of money. So let me know what you guys think. Leave any comments and ask any questions, and I will go ahead and try to get to them. Let me know. This is my first video, so it's kind of a little bit weird. But let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys would like to see. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue to post videos about cryptos and what's going on with the market and what I think it's going to happen. So stay tuned for that, and let's go ahead and get this money, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.